Hey guys, how's it going? It is Sunday evening. Had a few things to do today, but I did get on kind of where we left off on the hood latch panel. Um, so I'll show you that in a minute. And my rod ends finally showed up this morning. They're a little bit longer than what I thought they were, so I still have some work to do with that. But we'll get into that when I get into it. Yeah, I guess I'll just carry on with that hood latch panel and show you what I did, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, let's just get after it, man. Okay, so as you can see, she cleaned up pretty good. I did remove the latch mechanism. It's right here. It's almost dry. I sprayed it with WD-40, freed it all up, so it's working, and gonna put it back in place. I sprayed this area here with the rust converter, as well as the backside of the latch. So yeah, it's almost dry enough to put back in. So I'll get on that, and then we're gonna have to hammer and dolly this and smooth it out. That's where I welded it on both sides. And we're going to smooth out this top edge as well, as best we can anyhow. And because it was a nice smooth panel from the factory, so we want to make it look the same. So yeah, I'll get on that and show you what it looks like. As far as the rod ends, now that's the new one there. And you can see clearly that it's shorter by about 1.5 inches or so. But I need more than that. So I do have some threads here left, and I think I can thread it up a little bit further. Not a whole lot though, to extend the threads. And I might even have to, take this and cut maybe 1/2 inch off or something. It's threaded all the way in. So we'll see. I'll make it work. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to get after this, and when I'm all done, we'll start on that steering. Okay, cleaned up most of the mangled up stuff. A little more tapping with the hammer and dolly, but for the most part, it's pretty good. And there's my latch. So it working good. Perfect. So I'm calling this piece done. Just going to run the wire brush on the backside, get some of the flaky shit off of there, and we'll do the underside with rust converter and trim clad. That's it. Okay, well, I'll show you what's going on here. I've gotten the one rod end off on this side, and my issue is that I need to bring that, the center of this in about 2 inches. Now I threaded this one all the way on as far as it would go. There was about 1 inch of thread left. So my solution for that is cut about 1 inch off the end. That still leaves me, the full thread on the rod end. So I'm not worried about that. And this is the locking nut. If you look over here, that's the original lock nut here. And this one here is about half the thickness. So I pick up 1/4 inch there. So that's good. Because I need every little bit of 1 inch I can get, because I've got to come in, 4.5 inches. So we'll see what happens with that. My other solution would have been to take a die and thread this a little bit further. Problem with that is this isn't really round. It's kind of got some funky shape to it. So trying to thread that would be impossible. Plus, it's a 9/16 fine thread. All my fine thread dies are 1/2 inch. It's the biggest I've got, except for one. I have one 9/16 1/2 inch or 9/16 fine thread die, but it's for a left-hand thread. So it doesn't do me any good at all. So I don't want to go out and buy one. So I'm hoping this will get me enough for what I need. So, like I said, I had to put fire on it to separate it. Once you get it separated from the lock nut, it's not too bad. And I'll manhandle that thing off and figure out what we're going to do. Like I said, probably an inch on each end, and hopefully that gives me what I need to get this thing on. Also, if you're looking over here, the bushing's missing, both sides. So I ordered new bushings this morning. It's a Canadian company. Usually their stuff is here in 2-3 days. So yeah, once I get the bushings in, then I can install this thing. I still got to clean it up and everything anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna get that off and carry on. Okay, so now what I want to do is line up my wheels with zero toe. In other words, I don't want them towed in like that. I don't want them towed out like this. I want them parallel, straight with each other. So there's several ways you can do that. You can measure all kinds of ways. You can put, you know, some guys use a telescopic, like a paint stick or whatever, at the front of the tire and then at the back of the tire. I do it this way. It's easy, other than, you know, the piece being super heavy. But I'll show you how I do it, so, or how I'm going to do it this time anyway. And yeah, so here, let me adjust the camera a little bit. So we'll go over here and we'll drop her down. There we go. Okay, so this was going to be a welding table for a guy. Where it's bent down here at 90 degrees, I know that line is dead straight. So what I do, make sure it's touching the wheel all the way around. Front, back, top, bottom. Just take a piece of chalk. Draw your line. That's the worst part here, is moving this damn thing around. So we got our line. We'll find center. Mark that out. There we go, right there. And I'll measure off 2 feet. Two feet this way. So I've already done this on the other side. So let me move this here. Yeah, so I've already done this on the other side, and when I measure at the 2 foot mark, the front side to side, that distance should be the same as that same measurement at the back 2 marks. So, you know, let's say for example, the front one comes in at 50 inches and the back one comes in at 48 inches. Well, then we know we're too narrow at the back, we're towed out by 1 inch or 2 inches. So we cut that distance in half, make it 1 inch, move the wheels in 1 inch, and yeah, we should be good. So I'll measure this off and see where we're at, how far I'm off. I just lined it up by eye, so we'll see. So yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as I know what's going on. Okay, so time to measure. Get it right on the line. We've got 69 7/8. And over here in the back, we've got I don't believe it either. But anyway, I'm going to show you. I guess my old carpenter's eye is still not too shabby. So, 69 7/8 from that spot to that 2-foot mark there. Look at that. Ha! Unbelievable. So it's ready to put together. That's the spot. So, yeah, go ahead and get that done. So it looks like I'm going to have to bring these out a little bit, which is good. That gives me adjustment this way and that. Same on both sides. So, yeah, I think we're golden, man. So I'm going to put it together real quick, and then I got to take it all apart and clean it up and paint it and all that stuff. But, yeah, that's a big deal. Okay, so, got it in, put my castle nut on there. Just, you know, didn't tighten it all the way. I got to take this all apart anyhow to clean it up and everything. But you can see how much adjustment I have here. Going this way. Tighten the lock nut up to the rod end. So, yeah, we're good here. And then did the same thing over here. So, yeah, I think we're in good shape. So, yeah, now I get to take it all apart, do it all over again. I'm going to clean it up, paint it, and probably paint my shocks at the same time, get them ready to go in. But having the steering in place like that's a big deal, and quite pleased. Okay, a couple things I should have mentioned before. Before I even put this on there, I wanted to find the middle position of the rack. So, you know, I put a pair of vice grips on it here. I went from all the way from the left to the right, turning it. It was 3 revolutions. So from the far left position, 3 revolutions brought it to the far right position. So take that in half, 1.5, bring it back. That's in the middle. Your wheels are straight. You've got 1.5 revolutions either way. So I did that, but I forgot to mention that. And before guys start crapping all over me, I know that these go in from the bottom up. It was just to get a close setup, you know, for the wheels to be straight. Because when it goes in for a front end alignment, all these little adjustments might change. So this isn't permanent. I just want to have it close to being straight and true, and you know, the front end alignment guy can fix the details. So these holes here and here, they're bigger at the bottom, and they taper tighter, so it goes up from the bottom and the nut goes on top. Just so you know, and just so you know that I know. I don't want to get crapped on. So I'm just going to clean this up. I was going to paint it, but it's an aluminum case, you know. And with all these lines and stuff on here, I don't want to get into taking all of that stuff off. I don't have any leaks right now. It ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm just going to clean it up really well. And yeah, it's going to go on raw aluminum, and that'll be fine. So yeah, that's it for the rack. Now hopefully my new bushings come in tomorrow, but that's probably wishful thinking, because I can't really put this in until I get those bushings. So, but it'll be ready to go. And over here, might be wondering what I'm doing. Well, here's my bolt. Doesn't fit. So I reamed it out. Now I've got this one here is in. So yeah, I'm going to do the same thing with that. This is the perfect size drill bit. It's just slightest bit. It might even be the thickness of the paint. I don't know. But yeah, I got to ream it out so the bolt fits. And then I can paint these red and get them in. So yeah, that's where I'm at on that. Okay, so all in all, pretty good day. The underside of my that hood latch panel is done, and it's actually dry now. Also, you know, got a coat of paint on my shocks. Give them another shot in a few minutes, and clean this up. Looks pretty good. Looks like a brand new rack actually. So yeah, we're in good shape there. So hopefully my bushings come in tomorrow. That would be sweet. But you know, if they don't, they don't. Not like there's not lots to do. And my first order of business tomorrow, I mean, it's getting late Tuesday night now, is clean this freaking place up, man. Because I've worked myself into a disaster area again. But anyway, such is the nature of the game. So, yeah. But that's a hell of a good day, man. Get that all sorted out. I'm quite pleased. So we'll see you in the morning, and hopefully those bushings come in. If they don't, well, we'll do something else. I think part of cleaning up will be getting some of these pieces on the engine and out of my way. So we'll start getting on that. Okay, so it's Wednesday morning. I cleaned up a bit, and my day started off shitty already. So after painting these shocks last night, I go to put them on this morning, and they are too short. They don't fit. So I have these. They're a heavier shock and a bit longer. They will work, but because of this here, I need spacers on either side of this. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm cutting some spacers, and out of this pipe, the bolt fits in there nice and snug. So I need 4 15/16 spacers. So that's what I'm on now. Fun, wow. And it just started snowing, and my chop saw, which I was going to use to make the spacers, is bent. Won't cut straight. So I don't even know why I'm keeping it. I might as well just throw it away. Anyhow, that's where we're at. Okay, so I cut spacers, and I went to put in my new shock, and it's too big around. It hits the bottom of the control arm, so I can't line up the hole. So I went rooting through upstairs and found one more set, like so, except it's got this end on it, but that can be removed. So what I did was I just cut the ears off and ran a deep socket, put it on the vise, and pressed it out, and that one's working. It's in. So I can take it apart, paint it. I know everything's gonna work fine, So we're good. Finally. What a pile of bullshit, man. Just for a pair of shocks. But I ordered, this suspension calls for stock Foxbody or stock Mustang 2 bits and pieces. That's what I ordered. But apparently I may have gotten the 4-cylinder Pinto ones, and that's why they're too short. So whatever, shit happens. But I've got it straightened away now, so now I can take it apart, paint them up, get them in, and call it done. Shocks are taken care of, and my bushings are not coming in today. So that's where we're at. So there you go. Real good day yesterday to a real shit day today. It is what it is. What a pain in the ass. When you order something, you figure you've ordered the right piece and all good, and you go ahead and paint it and everything before fitting it, which is my dumbass move. I made the mistake of assuming. So yeah, I paid the price on that one. But anyhow, I do have shocks that fit. Actually paid quite a bit more money for those shocks than the ones that I was gonna put on. They're Gabriel's. They're good shock. So yeah, got that done. Hopefully my rod ends come in, or my bushings, I mean, come in tomorrow. But that'll be in the next video. Get that rack installed. I'm also having a hard time finding the universal joint for that rack. This here, the rag type joint at the end that fits onto the rack, is actually hitting the frame. So I want to replace this with a U-joint, but I'm having a hell of a time finding the right one. I've been on the phone with Borgeson and a couple other outfits, and no luck yet, but I'll find one, because I'm sure somebody's had to do that. Yeah, and they're not cheap either. They're like anywhere from 100 to 200 bucks for just a little U-joint. Go figure. Um, what else? Yeah, good bunch of subscribers this week. Thank you very much again. And you know, tell your buddies, tell your chums, spread the word. That's how it's getting out there, and I appreciate everyone. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, and you know, don't be afraid to leave comments down below. I enjoy reading them. Didn't get a lot of comments in the last video. Might be that time of year though. You know, people are shopping and doing all that silly shit for Christmas. um, so yeah, and you know, if you don't do anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.